Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you today. We have the Monterey Bay Knives EZC. This is a Ray Laconico design. This is my second Monterey Bay Knives review. If you watch my first one of the Min Pin, I'll link to it at the end. I was not super impressed with that one. This is completely opposite story, and I'm very happy about that because I love Ray Laconico's designs. I loved the Gemini. I absolutely adore, I'm sure it's within reach, it is, my Ray Laconico Keen mass drop knife. I love his designs, but the Min Pin, a few things about it I didn't like. Again, go watch that review, but this is, no, this is what I wanted. This is really, really good. Spoiler alert, if you just want to stop now, it's great. Go buy one. Yeah, we can stop now. No, we're not going to stop now. Yes, this is a very, very, very faithful interpretation of one of his custom designs. So much so that sometimes I see them on Instagram, and I'm not really sure if it's the custom or if it's this one. I think at the customs, they came with a front flipper option, at least. This is a regular flipper, made by Kaiser. I can say that because on the Min Pin, they were a bit cagey about who made it, but this is definitely a Kaiser. They did say so on Instagram, so I'm not talking out of school, but if you know anything about Kaisers, you can tell just from the packaging, which is pretty awesome, by the way. I just like all the chrome and stuff. This looks awesome, but it has, look at that logo. That's just so cool. But it has the really cool Kaiser, I always call it the sarcophagus. You have the usual stuff in here, the cleaning cloth and all that, and it came in this the typical little pouch like you'll see from Kaiser. So even if they hadn't have said who it was, we have all known who it was, which is great because Kaiser's packaging is cool as hell. So I do not blame them at all for keeping that. That's for sure. This is a fairly small knife. Let's do some stats, and then we will get into some size comparisons and get into the full review. You have an overall length of, these are 1/2-inch squares, by the way, 6 3/4 inches, blade length of 3 inches, blade thickness just 0.12 inches, handle thickness 0.425, and I got a weight of dead on 3 ounces. They claim 2.8, but I got it at dead on 3. Close enough. Do some size comparisons. Let's start out with one of our standards here. We have your Spyderco Paramilitary 2, lined up by the pivot. As you can see, it is much smaller than that. More accurately, compare it to the Para 3, which is also a 3-inch knife, but you can see it's even a bit smaller than that. Now let's compare it to some other 3-inch blade knives, and I will be learning along with you because I have not compared it to as many. Let's start out with your Spyderco Sage 5. Keep the Spyderco train rolling. Yeah, fairly similar in overall length. The Sage 5 is a little bit longer, but as you can see, it's much taller. Your Wii Rectifier. Haven't had this one out in a while. A little bit longer than the Rectifier, but again, much slimmer knife. Your Three Rivers Manufacturing Neutron. Pretty similar, a little shorter than that. And, oh, lastly, it's here. So, your Kershaw Copper Natrix. A little bit longer than the Natrix, but again, this is a very slim, slender knife. It's just a really good little kind of, I'm not going to quite call it a gent's carry, but it's darn close to it. No, I guess I am. Yeah, I'd call it a gent's carry. It's just a really great, sleek design, as you'd expect from Ray Laconico. He does sleek and simple better than anybody. And even the Min Pin, I couldn't knock its looks. It just looks really, like I said, sleek, slim. Just the MBK logo, which I think is pretty classy looking on there. Looks like something from Ultima. I know that no one remembers that late 80s, early 90s video game, but I loved it. It looks like something from Ultima. Any Ultima fans down there, that's a deep reference, but comment down below. No, that's the only marking on it, period. S35VN, titanium scales, titanium frame lock, 180 bucks. Not bad at all. Pretty much what you'd expect from a regular Kaiser with this, you know, in this spec. And I got to say, I don't know if they ramped up the fit and finish a little bit because it's a collab, but it's one of the nicest finished Kaisers I've seen in a while. Not that I have any problems with Kaisers at all, I don't. But this is up a notch. It really, really is. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a really great looking knife. It's really, really nice. Lanyard hole doesn't get in the way of the pocket clip, which is always a bonus. Spyderco. But I do like that a lot. The usual Ray Laconico flipper tab that he's very fond of. I like the look on the pivot. It's got kind of a, I don't know, Captain America shield sort of look to it, but I really like it. I think it looks cool. I love the finish on the blade. Fairly heavy stonewash. Not crazily so, but fairly heavy stonewash. Very, very, very pretty knife. I really do like the looks of it. Blade. Not super thin behind the edge. It's about 23 thousandths on average. I think I measured it like 24 down here to like 22 up here. So we're going to call it on an average 23 thousandths, but pretty slicey. Not bad at all. Definitely came super sharp out of the box. Very nice tip on it, I do have to say, for a knife of this this style and this genre. Pretty good tip on that. Was very happy with that. Really do like the blade on it. It's very easy, classic blade shape. Kind of reminds me a bit of a smaller version of the Keen. Everybody loves the Keen, right? It's kind of a little bit of a smaller version of the Keen. Keen's got a bit more belly swoopiness to it, but still, it does kind of remind me of a mini Keen, which some people did want. And if you want a mini Keen, the EZC is about as close as you're going to get to that, I think. Honestly, at least right now. Ergonomics, very, very, very good. Now, as is the case on a lot of Laconico designs, the Gemini comes to mind. The Keen, not so much, but the Gemini comes to mind. It is not super grippy. The finish that they chose on this is not super grippy. It's not bad, but you do have this nice little, I don't know what you'd call that, handle fuller. I don't know, this little milling here, which does give you a bit more, which is nice. But this isn't meant to be a super hardcore, heavy-duty use knife. There's no jimping at all or anything like that, and I think that's fine for the purpose of it. I think it's grippy enough for the purpose of it, but there are no hot spots. It's really, really comfortable. I mean, I guess you can kind of feel the tip of that clip, but it's so well rounded off that it's not really a bother at all. I think for the kind of purposes this knife is meant for, ergonomics are absolutely fine. I really like it. I don't have this little thing jabbing me in the hand like it did on the Min Pin, so I'm very, very pleased with the ergonomics of it. I think it's really great. As far as carry goes, let me move my scales off the ye old Wranglers. It's not super deep carry, but it's not bad. The tension on the pocket clip is just about perfect. And all you got sticking out is just that. It's not bad. It is fairly indiscreet. It's just titanium. It only comes in just this plain old titanium gray, so it's not like you have to worry about having, like, if it came in like a bright green or something. I'm sure a lot of people are going to customize the hell out of these. So, just keep that in mind if you do go with a crazy color. It's going to stick out a little bit in your pocket. But as far as getting your hand past it, it's awesome because different to the Min Pin, this is very well rounded off. The flipper tab is super well rounded off. It is definitely not going to bother you at all if you have something in the bottom of your pocket and you want to reach past down into it. It just about, you're going to feel it, but it's not a scratchy thing at all. It's just something kind of touching your finger. It's not a big deal at all. Really, really do love the way this thing carries. And at 3 ounces for a titanium frame lock, that is pretty good. It's not milled out. I did not take this apart because it is part of the pass-around group, so I didn't take it apart. But as far as I can see in there, it is not milled out. Let's get some more light assistance and make sure I'm correct in that, but I'm pretty sure I am. Can't turn the light on that way, Brian. Yeah, no, I don't see any milling holes at all. So, yeah. That's fine, though. 3 ounces. Not bad at all. They could have made it a little lighter, but it probably would have made it cost more. So, action, as you just saw, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm the first one to get this on the pass around, so it's not like it's well broken in or anything. And yeah, about as drop shut as you're going to get for a blade that thin and that small. And the detent is just about perfect. If there's one thing that Kaiser doesn't always get right, it's the detent. But they did on this one. It's really, really good. There is no jimping on that flipper tab. If this was a larger, heavier duty use knife, I might complain about that. I did on the min pin, but that's because the detent was really strong. On this one, the detent is just right to make that flipper tab work absolutely perfectly. Really love the action on it. Good solid sound. I'll shut up for a second. Yeah. It's very satisfying. I really love the action on it. So, yes, 180 bucks. Yeah, all day long. All day long. It is an excellent kind of gentlemanly 3-inch folder that can actually do some stuff. This blade shape is great. As I said, the tip is pretty robust. S35 VN titanium, nothing's going to go wrong. Very good build quality. If you care about the packaging, it's cool as hell, and this is a really, 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 really good one. Early contender to be on my top 10 knives of the year, I have to say. Very early contender. We're only in early February, but I'm extremely impressed with this one, and I'm very happy to be after my last MBK review. So yeah. Go buy one. I can tell you that right now. I'm definitely, when finances are in order where I can afford to buy one, this is one that I want to just have around. Great knife. Good job from MBK. The alliance between Ray Laconico and Sanford Owen. As I said, wasn't happy with the first one. Extremely happy with this one, and can't wait to see what they have coming up next. So thanks a lot, guys, for loaning this to the pass-around group, and thanks a lot for letting me get my hands on one. And yeah, I mean, it cost me 180 bucks probably, but still, I really like it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.